And it turns out that she wanted him to go to a parent-son conference. His name was Dave. And she was talking to a friend of hers, and she said, I want Dave to go with me. And the friend said, Dave can't go. He's not available. My advice to you, Cheryl, is to come up with a plan B, a good plan B, and then to kick the heck out of plan B. My sheet that I showed you yesterday has as the 10th principle, or the 10th step, always have a plan B. What if plan A, though, is no longer available and you didn't anticipate that you would have to have a plan B? I always thought, for example, that I would practice law, that I would be a lawyer. Always believed that. Up until I wasn't, I believed that. Because I couldn't fathom being anything else. And I want to tell you something. It took me a long time to come up with a plan B. You know, I left the practice of law in the spring of 1993. The first time I ever spoke on a CLE matter was when I did a couple of programs for the Bar Association 7 or 8 years later. And then I spoke with some other people for a year or so. But the first time that I ever did a program on my own that I was sponsoring for continuing education was in the late fall or early winter of 2003, more than 10 years after I crashed. It took me 9 to 10 years to come up with a plan B. Now it's 2015 now, and I've done this now for more than 11 years. This has become my plan B. Sometimes it's better than others. My goal is to kick the heck out of plan B, and to be better at plan B than I was at plan A, and to make plan B more rewarding than plan A was, if that's possible. To be happier at plan B than I was at plan A. I don't know if that's possible or not, but I'm working on it. But even if it's not possible to be happier, make it a replacement. Come up with a plan B. It may take you some time to get there. Don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. To get there, you have to be persistent. To get to plan B, you have to be persistent. You have to keep trying. You have to be willing to fail. You have to be willing to do things you have never done before. Because to get a different result, to do something different, you must first be willing to do something you have never done before. And so therefore, what I have done now that I have never done before is, quite frankly, I was never ever in my whole life as open and transparent as I am today. Now I got to tell you, I'm probably not as open and transparent as I want you to believe. There are probably, I am sure, things I hold back and don't say. And I am certain that I spin my whole story in the way that's somewhat favorable to me. I will admit that. But I try. And I try to make it better today than it was last year. I'm trying to make my own plan B better than plan A was. Have one. I just suggest to you that it will turn your life around. Remember those words. If no one has died, everything can be fixed. If no one has died, everything can be fixed. Do not put a period in your life where God has only placed a comma. Do not put a period where God has only placed a comma. Come up with a plan B and work on it and make it successful for you. Thanks very much.